All right, welcome back to Race Ready Road to Boulder, episode 12. All right, for you new people, this is a series to my first half Ironman. Now, the half Ironman is in Boulder, Colorado, and it's going to be on June 8th, 2024, this year. I'm also going to be running this with Adley, and this is Adley's first half Ironman or first Ironman. This is just the journey of our progress. I've ran an Ironman in October, but for Adley, this is his first one, and he's actually graduating college this year. He goes to school in Colorado, so this is a very big, special goodbye to Colorado that this Ironman will represent. All right, got some good news. Very, very good news. Let me kind of give you a breakdown first. Now, I'm new to cycling. Not riding bikes, but cycling, like officially, with clip-ons. I never used clip-ons before in my life. Just as a kid, had a regular bike that I would just push, right? I didn't know any better. I didn't know about the pooling system or the pooling concept. And then when I decided to run my first Ironman last year, I wanted to be a little bit more technical in all three disciplines: the swim, the cycling, and the run. And last year, I actually, year and a half ago, I actually hired a swimming coach to teach me how to swim. Now with the biking or the cycling, I knew that I had to practice on the push-pull, right? So if you have the sprocket, right, or the sprocket, right? When you're pedaling, normally when you're not wearing clips, you're usually pushing downward, usually from, let's say, 2 o'clock down to 6 o'clock. And then from 6 o'clock to 2 o'clock, there's just kind of this dead space if you're pushing. So that dead space is an opportunity to create more energy to have you ride faster. And the hardest part of the learning was not only the learning of having to pull, and what you're doing is when you're pulling, right, you're lifting the knee up and you're pulling with the hamstring. So as one leg is pulling, let's just say from 4 o'clock all the way to, let's say, 10 o'clock, the other foot is then pushing, usually from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock. This part. So that way when you're pushing, you're getting this portion of the revolution, if you want to call it that, or the rep, and then the pulling gets the other direction. Actually, it's kind of like this, right? So the pushing is going to be from here to here, and the pulling is going to be from here and on, right? So if you're pushing and pulling, you're going to get a lot more speed, a lot more torque, or a lot more speed, sorry. So that was hard. That's just that concept of not only understanding it, but then having to kind of relearn how to ride a bike ride the bike correctly. So last year I had the combination of an indoor bike and my bike. Because I bought the bike, was my first time riding, having a triathlon bike. I did a lot of riding because I needed to get used to the bike. I just remember thinking, not just the bike itself, but the tri-bars, right? The tri-bars, you're having your elbows, you're actually using your elbows as opposed to your hands on the handlebars. And the tri-bars are for aerodynamics, right? You don't want to be sitting upward creating a sail when you're riding your bike. You're going to be cruising down here, so all the air is you're just cutting through the air. So I had to do a lot of learning just getting comfortable on a tri-bike. So I really couldn't focus on too many things. I practiced on the stationary bike, but it just wasn't clicking. To me, riding the bike was the success and just feeling comfortable. So then this year, as now I'm getting ready for the half Ironman, my training started in, I believe, January-ish, and that's wintertime. So I spent a lot of my time training indoors. We had a very rainy season here in California, so I did a lot of indoor training. So as I'm doing my indoor training, I didn't feel as if the intensity match the intensity as if I'm outside. So there's always like a give and take, right? The intensity of the outside, I'm not getting in the inside, but what I am getting on the inside, which shocked me, I didn't realize I was doing it, is in the inside, or when I'm indoor cycling, I'm able to push and pull comfortably and subconsciously, right? That's where we want to get to eventually. I don't want to think about it. I just want to not think about it and do it naturally. So now that I've been doing a lot of push-pulling subconsciously on the bike, I didn't realize that that was going to carry over to my cycling. Well, first of all, I knew it would carry over, meaning I didn't realize I was doing it in order for it to carry over. So the other day was a very, very beautiful day out in the on the outside. You know, it's springtime now. And I took the bike out, and then in the middle of my ride, it just hit me. I was like, man, I'm pushing and pulling. And it was just like a huge like success. You know, it was a good, a good feeling, like, wow, I'm progressing, you know? And so now I'm subconsciously push-pulling, not only indoor cycling, but now on the road biking. So I am extremely excited. That was something I just figured out this last week. I don't know if I was doing it before. I didn't take too many outside rides. I didn't know, I guess I wasn't paying attention, but this time it just hit me. I was like, huge success. So that's a big stepping stone in the right direction of my growth as a triathlon or triathlete. This is my second season. So a lot of the stuff now is becoming very repetitive, and I'm able to improve my techniques on the running. So I just did 2 marathons about a month ago, and I realized that, you know, one of the things that I talked about in one of the videos is my run. And when I run, I want to fall forward versus pushing forward. And again, another concept that was different, you know, pulling and running versus pushing and running are totally different things. So as I ran these 2 marathons, one thing that I realized was that I fall running forward, right? It's easy to fall because I got the road is there versus down here. So which made running up hills extremely easy. Now I need to carry that on over to the flat ground and being able to pull or fall comfortably where I'm not exerting any energy or a lot of energy pushing off the ground. So the landing is good. Now I just need to learn to angle my body just a little bit. So little by little, I'm learning and growing as a triathlete. So it's very exciting. I wanted to share that news. So when I look back on these videos, I know when the moment was when I started to pick these little things up. So just wanted to update you on that I am growing as a triathlete, and we'll just keep you posted on anything else. All right, welcome back. All right, so what I wanted to do is I get a lot of questions from people who I know who ask me, with all the training that you do the 3 disciplines of cycling, the discipline of running, and the discipline of swimming. So I have to have individual workouts for all 3, and sometimes combining the workouts together, called brick workout. Now, on top of that, I also do jiu-jitsu about 3, sometimes up to 4 days a week. So that's another workout, a very intense workout. So if you think of the cycling and, well, the 3 disciplines of cycling, swimming, and running, those are all aerobic exercises or aerobic activities with oxygen. So things that I can do long term. Now I also implement anaerobic exercises, which is great to challenge both systems when you're training for triathlon. I do mainly jiu-jitsu because it's anaerobic, and I will also implement a workout or workouts once, maybe twice a week. And I really have to choose the important exercises to do because I don't want to spend too much time working out, because then it just adds the minutes, the hours, and I don't want to be mentally fried. So I choose what I think are the most important to me. Now, number one, I have to have the strength of the ankles and proper coordination with my legs, with my feet. So the ladder is number one. I definitely do the ladder to keep my brain constantly challenged, or the communication to my feet constantly challenged. Another thing that I also do is when I did the knees over toes workout video series, on the last video series, Joints Unleashed, I increased the range of motion of my knees. Not only increased the range of motion, but also strengthened my knees. And I've chosen 2 exercises that I constantly do to challenge not just the strength of my legs, but also the range of motion, the new range of motion of my knees, which are the Hindu squats with the clubs. And then I also do the AG split squat for not a regular lunge, but the split squat going forward, challenging the knees. So I definitely choose exercises that are going to make my knees strong, especially since they are freshly built from 10 years of injury. And then I definitely choose the club, the mace club, for my shoulders. So that, to me, is not only fun, but it also just, strengthens the shoulder, especially when it comes to swimming a mile. Definitely my shoulders will have the endurance from it because of the mace club. So I definitely love the mace club. That is 2 exercises. I'll do the halos going around, and then I'll do the traditional mace club swings. And that's a technique that I've been learning to do for the last year. So when I did the video series a year ago with him, I was still learning my technique. I'm getting a lot better, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. So these are the exercises that I choose to do. I normally don't do them consecutively. I usually do them throughout the day. I'll do something here, I'll do a set here. Again, that keeps my mind fresh. So hopefully that makes sense. If you haven't checked out the 3 video series that I did regarding the agility ladder in all 3 planes of motion, the sagittal, front and back, the frontal, side to side, and the transverse rotation for beginners, check them out. I have it on the video in the page. So if you guys, hope you guys enjoy that. We'll have a lot more different video series coming out in the future. The next one coming up, if you look right behind there, that little orange stick, that's called a stick mobility. That will be coming up this week. Hope you guys tune in, and we will see you next week.